Get ready to
So
play.
this field is going to get quite a lot bigger,
Yes.
assuming everyone sticks around.
Or it's going to stay the same depending on some masters going, well, I did it. I'm out of here.
So, yeah, amazing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for
Alrighty.
keeping on playing. And
Get
we're on to
ready.
Juniors Game
Go.
5 now.
On to
And-
Juniors Game 5. Starting in the arena maze because it's
because
Juniors.
They like that. And everybody goes to green.
Yep. Oh, I think we spoke too soon. Like we're actually seeing just outside red.
No.
No, sorry, I'm speaking gibberish because we're on the.
That's a lot of players in the middle of the maze right there.
Yeah. I lied to you.
So
Forgive me.
fairly wild through there. We've got a couple of people getting, the best of the start of the game there with, a couple more tags than DX.
We're also now seeing 14 players.
Have we lost someone else, or are we just
Not remembering that we went down to 14.
No. We had 16. We went to 15.
Has somebody not pulled their trigger yet?
Or someone just having a really, really rough start to the game.
Which in that case, I congratulate you, sir.
Let's flick over here. Green is once again really, really busy. There's so many people in there. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more terms in Junior, because given the amount of players in that base, the possibility of terms, be it for covering or for running, even accidental, it just goes up.
I was about to say, I feel like covering is the main thing that you end up seeing. This probably should have been covered at the beginning of it. But yeah, covering is probably the sort of thing that you would see a lot more during these games because you're being attacked from so many sides.
Yep.
You will be accidentally doing stuff. Like you will be accidentally covering from this side because you're so focused on what's happening in front of you. You forget that you've got a whole door behind you that you're now just covering your pack with by accident. Look, we tend to do our best not to, but stuff happens. We move on with our lives. It's fine.
Want to point out that
Jellyhawk,
unlike a lot of games, we actually have a clear runaway at the start of this one with Jellyhawk almost doubling the next player on the field. And that's nuts. Like that is very, very fast and very, very we haven't seen that.
It's like a minute and a half into the game and the kid's already that far ahead.
The question we have, and you've brought this up a couple of times, this might be an absolute cracker for Jellyhawk, but Jellyhawk's had a couple of lower games as well.
Yeah.
And if this is absolutely amazing, it will get dropped.
Exactly.
So I mean,
be average. Average is best.
Be average. Someone can clip that.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, we have quite a few people through the center of the maze still, people moving around. Similar to Masters, we do have our 15th player in there now.
There we go. Somebody pulled that trigger.
Oh, Spotto. I that's 14 against for 6-4. That was just a really
Junior on 5 and 5.
Yeah, so
Not getting shot at a lot, but not really. 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
Doubling a lot.
Doubling does work. We discussed this earlier. The
Yeah.
doubling actually can get you quite a lot of points, but you can't afford to have downtime. You kind of need to double every 7 or 8 seconds, right?
Sorry, I remember walking into solos and somebody and being like, we did the math. So for the first 8 minutes, if you just double with somebody and then you consistently win after that, you could get 5,500 points. And it was like, who had the time to do that math?
I doubled most of a solos game and I got 4,400. Woohoo! Like we saw that actually. We saw that in this earlier.
Yeah.
With a 40-40.
Member leveled
So
up.
yeah, it is
Well
very, very
done.
doable. Spotto clearly had a bit of a rough game. I think Infused
Jellyhawk is ahead by more than about 1,500 points. He's ahead by about 1,500.
That's so amazing, and don't take anything away
Yeah.
from Jellyhawk. This is amazing, and the energy levels. Fifth
Yeah.
game, you're gonna be tired now. Maybe Jellyhawk's taking advantage of the fact that the people that he's tagging are perhaps also getting tired.
Yeah.
They're getting a bit sloppy with their shoulders, sloppy. Jellyhawk's sort of ball play has generally been very, very good.
Yeah.
So if people are getting a little bit tired, a little bit sloppy, I think is that him in green?
I think that's everybody.
That's
in green.
everybody in green.
I think I can successfully say that he is in the arena.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how he plays, whether or not this is in part because he's able to take advantage of people starting to get a little bit sloppy, a little bit tired.
What number game is this? This is the fifth and final game for juniors.
So amazing. What I was going to say, and it's pertinent now, amazing game for Jelly, but probably going to drop it, unfortunately. Like, doesn't take anything away from his ability to play it, and kudos to him for that. But
again, what I was saying for that last game for Masters, Simi did incredibly well that game. If she looks back at her thing and goes, okay, cool, that's how I played during that game. Maybe I can bring that to it next year.
Yep.
Maybe that's what I need to sort of start doing.
What is Jellyhawk feeling now? Where has he found the spot and things like that? So,
so we'll go back to the arena.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sometimes I click it by accident.
So we've got a lot of people still moving through the arena there. We've got a kudos to Spuddo, who's had quite a rough start, but is pulling himself back a little bit from here. There are clearly quite a few that sort of
leveled up.
That bottom five players where that tag ratio, bottom 6, 7 actually.
Yeah.
That tag ratios are a little bit rough.
Done.
Yes.
They're just not being able to double. They're not being able to pull off those streaks and things like that, and starting to show. And you can see what that translates to in that top 4 or 5.
Jelly on 5 for 4 minutes. Well, it was actually 3 minutes 44, so I think you jinxed him. poor kid was doing his best, all right? He's like genuinely over like a grand over is insane. And like you said, he pulled ahead immediately from the beginning, and I haven't seen him move from that first spot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Don't want to take this away from anyone, including Moss. Moss has done a great job here as well, and he's had a couple of good games. So maybe with a big game like this, maybe he doesn't.
Leveled up. Well done. Well done.
So we are seeing. We're seeing like probably somewhere between 2 to second to third spot moving a lot. Second to fourth, sorry.
Yeah.
Or second to fifth. I'm slowly going to add numbers.
Yeah.
Moving quite a lot more. Like Rapid to Tiger. That's a somewhat okay gap.
You see it actually. You do see it really. I mean, with the Spoonman being the exception there, you see a very, very clear distinction between that top 5 and their tag ratios versus that next set of players.
Yeah, exactly.
Shurikitty climbing it quite quickly.
Benny's doing his best to climb.
Leveled up. Well done.
No worries.
All good.
Alrighty, guys. So, they're getting ready to announce the Masters one, so we'll probably switch over to that camera shortly. Hopefully after the game.
With 30 seconds left, hopefully. I am really impressed by this. I think Jellyhawk should take everything.
I think Jellyhawk won this one.
Yeah. Shurikitty and Moss having a lovely end to the game.
Alrighty, no worries. Alrighty, guys.
Well done.
In 17th, we've got Sauron, Gizmo, 15th, BMW, 14th, Master Guardian, 13th, Drake, 12th, Vixen, 11th, Guard,
Game over. Please
10th,
proceed to
Bear,
exit.
9th, Master Mopar, 8th, Beefy, 7th, Stingray, 6th, Arbol, 5th, Rogue, 4th, Packing. And can I have the final 3 players up to the front in no order? Bubbles, Moo, and CV. Cool, guys. So, in 3rd place, with 4,587 points, we have Moo. Oh, leave him hanging. Cool, guys. So, 2nd place had 5,137 points. 1st place had 5,260.